Well, I'm here at the Morrison Rimrock's trailhead in Pennsylvania. Initially, I was supposed to go to West Virginia, but because of Hurricane Dennis, or not Dennis, Hurricane Ian, which will not be a hurricane by the time it gets to West Virginia tomorrow, but will probably be a pretty heavy rain. I changed my itinerary, and now we're in Pennsylvania where it shouldn't rain, which will be pretty nice because who wants to backpack in the rain? Especially, well, not just rain, but heavy rain, like downpours, stuff like that. So, came right after work. Obviously, it is super dark outside right now, which makes everything kind of a hassle. Make sure I don't leave anything in the car. But it should be a good little trip here, a nice little couple days. It's not a super long hike. But it should be a good little weekend getaway here. I've never been here before, but you know, obviously new places are fun and interesting and all that kind of stuff. It's nice and cool, about 50 degrees right now, which is a great backpacking temperature. And I'm not a real big fan of hiking in at night. It's not my preferred. Like, it's not like what I want to do. I don't know if I should maybe shut that light off. Got my little GoPro light going here. But you kind of got to do what you got to do. So my plan is to slip in here tonight. Just maybe, till I find a campsite. Basically, there should be campsites here, or at least somewhere where I can, sleep for the night, and then tomorrow hike into the campsite that I'm kind of aiming for. Hiking at night really isn't. I try to avoid it as much as I possibly can. It's not my favorite thing to do. And you're probably thinking, well, it's because of the laser bears. That's not entirely true. They're not even really in my top 3. The biggest thing is I've never been here. I don't want to get lost. Getting lost in the dark is, it's terrifying, to be perfectly honest with you. I've heard this place is pretty well marked, though, so I think I'll be okay. I've got my headlamp and stuff. I've obviously done this before, so that's not that big of a deal. But really, getting lost is my number 1 concern tonight. Number 2 would be slippery roots. Roots. Number 3, slippery, like moss-covered rocks in the dark. That's another big no-no. I don't want to. I'd say that's really what I'm worried about with night hiking and why I try to avoid it. Number 4 would definitely be laser bears, which I think they do have out here. They do have the laser variety of bear. Get that just right there. That's not enough. So you want to look out for those. Probably coyotes. I don't know. Coyotes really don't. I don't know. I'm more worried about slippery rocks than coyotes or laser bears. But we're going to finish packing up here and get on the move. Hopefully find a campsite soon. I say while there is a little light, but it's very cloudy tonight. I don't think I'm going to get much help from the moon or anything else. So we'll see what we can find. So we're on the move. We're on the trail. I read all the signage. Ready to go. I'll give you a little look at what we have to. I don't know where my camera's pointing here. What we have to look forward to is a lot of this. I'll tell you, when you're out here, something people really don't talk about. They talk about the laser bears, obviously, which are their own danger, but vampires. That's one of the understated things I think people forget about. Vampires. We're 30 days out from Halloween. It's fall. It's dark. We're in the woods. There's no one else around. It's perfect vampire territory. So we'll keep an eye out. I've got a hummus, which you're probably like, well, you need garlic and holy water and whatever. I've got garlic hummus, which is like, if you ever come across a vampire and you throw garlic at them, that's one thing. But before I continue here, a lot of these shiny little markers, which is nice. And here's a nice slippery rock. Get around this. But when you have like a nice garlic hummus, you flick it at them or fling it at them, aim for the face, and it sticks. Way better than just regular garlic cloves. Burns the crap out of them. They hate it. They really hate it. Okay, so I saw a couple of eyeballs up here. See if we can see anybody. It's right up around in here. something run off. I think it was a deer. God, they were everywhere on the trip up. Oh my God. Everywhere. Crossing the road, out in fields. I bet I spooked that deer good. He's probably like, who's this maniac? I heard a noise. Just kidding, I'm at the sign. So, nice little sign right here. I don't know if you can see it. We're going to Rimrock today. We'll see this sign again on Monday. So make a little rightsy here and head back into the inky black night. Oh, almost tripped. Hey, pay attention. We'll tell you another thing about, besides laser bears and slippery rocks and vampires, I feel like I'm missing a lot, you know, like, I'm sure this place looks super cool, especially as like misty, foggy as it is. So, I don't know. It's kind of the other thing about hiking in the dark. You missed out on like cool stuff. Like there's a cool rock back there. And I don't know. I need to look at it. And I like to look at rocks. It makes me happy. I've made it through the first trail, which is kind of like an entrance trail. And now I'm at this sign. And I believe I want the Rimrock loop because I'm going, I believe that's where I'm going. That's where I want to go. So I'm going to go up. And I did just see a nice little area. I probably could have camped next to a creek, but I like to get in here at least a little ways and set up shop probably fairly soon. I didn't plan to go in too far tonight, just kind of get here so I can be here early in the morning. So I found a good campsite, but I passed on it because I have a hammock and I don't know like if it had one good tree and the other one was kind of small, but so I'm going to keep going until I find something a little better. And I'm really not in a big hurry. It's already dark. It's not like I'm fighting the darkness or anything. So came across this little cross-country ski trail, and I'm going to keep going. I cannot get over the signage, and I don't know if you can see that reflection. Like how well marked this trail is. It's supposed to be moderate, but like it's been pretty easy, even at night. Like I kind of figured I was just going to camp like wherever because you can disperse camp here, but it's not bad. I haven't hiked at night in a long time. I'm kind of having a good time, so I don't know, I'll find another campsite with better trees, or if it gets too late, there are a lot of open spaces here where I could, like I've passed a lot of places that weren't campsites, like didn't have a fire ring and stuff, but I could have definitely put a hammock up on, like some open ferny, like a lot of ferns type stuff. But I really don't want to trample through and tear up a bunch of vegetation when, no, it's not a trail, when I could just find a better campsite. So another sign. We're in bear country, so I'm guessing that's where the black bear is. It's kind of weird he'd have his own sign, but I don't know, whatever. There must just be like one. So I don't know, we'll leave him. Maybe we'll talk to him later. We're just gonna keep going this way and hopefully find a campsite soon. There's some eyeballs. You guys see that? Hey buddy. What's going on? My name's Casey. Your name is? He's just staring at me. Oh, here, you can see his eyes at all. He's sitting there staring at me. Hey buddy. Okay, I guess I'll see you later. A little whitetail. He wasn't that big. Oh, okay. You still running? He's over there staring at me from behind a tree. Actually, there's a little game trail here. I think this might have been a friend of mine here. Did he just point out a campsite to me? I don't know. Let's see. I don't know. No. I don't know. This might work. I feel like if I keep hiking, I'm just going to finish it all tonight. Well, thank you, good deer. Good sir. Let's see, are there any... I don't know if there's any good trees to hang on. This is kind of a good area. Oh, What a nice deer. Helping me out, helping a guy out. Yeah, this will be perfect. Not traipsing on anything. Two good trees. This'll do. I'll take her. What a nice deer helping me out like that. What a good guy. All right, well, this will probably be about it for the recording tonight, unless if I see vampires or anything, I'll turn it back on. But I want to take my batteries out and keep them warm. And this is a nice little spot. I don't need a fire, so there's no fire ring, but I'm not starting a fire, so real good, real good. Had a pretty good night. Just show you the campsite here. It's pretty cool, man. It's actually really neat. Like, let's go ahead and get that out of there. You don't need that. And I hope that wasn't like that the whole time. Yeah, really pretty. Everything's turning like that yellow orange. We've got the very beginnings of fall happening right now. Got my little blue tent out here. My little blue tarp on my hammock. Had a minor panic attack here just a little bit ago. I could not find my bear barrel, and I was like, I knew I put it down between a crook of a tree, so like a raccoon or a bear couldn't just like run off with it. But figured, I at least hear it. Maybe if they start batting at it. Found it though. It just wasn't where. I don't know. I guess it's when you're putting your stuff in the dark. You're like, oh, I'm gonna remember this is in the morning. Absolutely. I haven't put a mark on my GPS. I was like, oh, I'm gonna find it real quick. Nah. GPS plus or minus is like 50 feet. So it's like, I'm like, and everything out here, it just all kind of, it's very pretty. It all just kind of looks the same. So I'm like, I'm like, I put it next to a fallen log. I'll totally find that. There are a lot of fallen logs out here that all kind of, it's like one of those Ravensburg puzzles. It's like, everything's the color orange. It's like, okay, I'll find all the pieces that fit here. Gonna make breakfast real quick. Slept pretty good last night. Nice and cold. Oh God, it's so good. Nice and dark. A little noisy though. I tell you what, there was like, 'tis the season to be making deer babies. And I think they were doing it last night because they were hooting and hollering. The deer were very chirpy last night. It almost kind of, I'm not gonna lie, sounded like elk, but I don't think they have elk here. I feel like Virginia is like as far as the elk go, but I'm gonna have to look that up when I get home because it had that like that horn like sound. I've never heard deer make that noise, so I don't know. I gotta look that up. Maybe they do have elk out in here, and I'm too dumb to realize. But it sounded like elk. And I tell you what, there's some coyotes out here too, because the coyotes were just, man, they were howling last night. You'd hear one howl, and then you know to the left you'd hear another one like a long ways away howl back, and they were talking, and the animals were very chirpy last night. So I'd fall asleep, and then the coyotes would start up. I'm like, huh? I'm like, whatever. And then I go back to sleep, and then I had some deer elk thing going off, but no laser bears, no vampires. That's what counts. But pretty good. I slept in because I don't know. That's enough because I wanted to, I guess. Why be in a hurry? I don't have to be in a hurry. I'm trying not to be in a hurry. So it's one of the benefits of going it yourself is, I don't know, I don't have to hurry up for anybody. Nobody has to hurry up for me. Just gotta do what I want to do. Although I was supposed to have a friend come along, couple, they just never panned out. Steve, who you guys watch these videos, you've seen Steve. He's hurt, he's injured, so he couldn't come. And a new guy at work, who I told him the wrong dates. He's like, oh yeah, dude, I can totally make it. And I'm like, he's like, wait, did you mean this date? And I looked at my calendar. I'm like, oh yeah. He's like, no, I can't do that date. He's like, I can do the other one. And I was like, I kind of told you the wrong date. I was only off by a month, no big deal. So I'm gonna make some oatmeal, pack up camp, and adios. Oh hey, look at this guy. So heading out. I saw a backpacker this morning, said I've got about 2 to 3 miles to water. So I'll be, next chance I get water, I'm getting water because I'm out. Also, I talked to my wife this morning. I had signal somehow with my cell phone. I haven't had signal yet. until this morning. So she's looked it up for me. She Googled it, and apparently Pennsylvania has the largest free roaming elk herd in the Northeast, like something like 1,600. So, dude, those were definitely elk last night. Absolutely. So out of those 1,600, I think I found 4 of them. And I bet they were getting busy because they were talking an awful lot. They were very chirpy. So to see some elk would be, let's be honest, highlight of the trip. That would be pretty amazing. So time to just get scooting and I don't know, go for a nice little 2-3 miles, get some water, and keep rocking and rolling. Put this guy down, and then I'm going to do the whole walkaway thing because that's pretty popular. I made it to the Morrison campground. Again, really nice sign, tells you right where to be. Really nice campsites. It's only $12 a night here. You're supposed to bring cash, like exactly $12. Nice sites. The only criticism I've heard is you really can't hang a hammock here, which, yeah, I pretty much agree with that. There are no trees. But for tents, I mean, great, really wide open. A lot of campsites right on the lake. Boom. It's pretty nice. For $12, can't beat it. Picnic table, fire pit, another picnic table, another fire pit over there. You could easily put at this campsite like 3 or 4 pretty good sized tents. Oh, excuse me. And there's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them on the lake. There's some just up the hill here, but I'm not staying here tonight. I'm going to, well, I've had a little snack. I'm refilling all of my water because I'm totally out, and it's going to kind of rehydrate, get my water situation ready for tonight. I'm going to go with a full 3-liter pack and a full 1.5-liter bottle to get me for cooking and drinking for the rest of the day and evening into tomorrow. In the car, I always stash. I've got a Gatorade and a bottle of water there. In fact, I have a couple bottles of water in there, so I'm not that worried about water. It's been pretty dry. Couple of really tiny little streams, creeks, little falling down the hill that in an emergency, could I have filled up water there? Yes, but it would have taken hours. I mean, the stream is there's just a trickle coming down. So filtering in an emergency, yeah, I think, yeah. But you're going to be there for like most of the day getting your water here. Here, you just, get it out of the lake, filter it, bing, bang, boom, you're done. There are like places here where it looks like there was potable water, but they're not hooked up. Like there aren't, the pipes are there, the faucets aren't. So I'm going to stay here basically till my water's filled up and head up a little closer to the parking lot to camp for the night. Well, I found my second campsite for the night. I am about 2 miles, I think, from the car, roughly. There's the Morrison Rimrock trail, like there's a connector trail there. I'm really close to that, within probably less than a quarter mile. So I was gonna keep going because there's like another loop that goes out, but it was the time of day and I'm like, I'm close to the car for tomorrow, and I found some awesome campsites. Like the campsite I'm at now is pretty great, but I passed some that I think were even better. It reminds me of Seneca Creek Trail, like the type of campsites you have. So let's take a look at it real quick. I've got a hobbit house here. I don't know who has lived here. Nice little fire pit, some type of dilapidated chair. Got the little tent going on here. Let's take a look at the backyard. Tent's up above the creek. Very pretty. This is what reminds me of Seneca so much, is this type of creek and the camping on it, just like this. So I'm all pretty much set up. I'm looking for firewood right now. I would like to have a fire tonight, even though it might rain, but I don't really care. We're gonna have a fire regardless. And if any of this Hobbit house is worth burning, it's getting burned. So whoever built this, sorry. I'm not that sorry though. I found a friend. Where's my little light at? I think we need the light here. There we go. I found a little salamander friend. Look at him. There he is. Are you focusing on that? Oh, just a little guy. He didn't like that light. I'm going to say it's a dusky salamander. I'm pretty sure. It's the only type I know. I mean, if Steve was here, he would know for sure. I'm not the salamander guy, but he's certainly cute. I was moving some rocks around to fix this chair. I'm like, oh, I have a little salamander friend. So, sorry for ruining your house, buddy. Maybe I'll just put it back. I don't know. Always good to meet friends in the forests. Got a fire going. Kind of. Got lots of wood. The Hobbit house really paid off with our wood supply. So, it's very wet though. I split it down to get to the middle. The outside of the wood's pretty wet, but the inside's dry, and it's good. It's not punky or rotted, so that's good. Because some of that is in there. It's pretty gross. So, fire! Can't beat fire. I found more friends. There's some little guys. Multiple salamanders. Steve taught me, you just move some rocks around, boom, salamanders. It's just how it happens. It's perfect. Just getting ready to take off. It's about sometime in the morning. My watch battery's dead, so I don't know. I checked my phone, it was like, I got up like 7, whatever. No laser bears, no vampires, not much anything last night, really quiet. I didn't hear any coyotes, I didn't hear any deer, elk. Having a pretty decent stream behind you helps. It's like, you know, that nice white noise, and it's been fairly windy too, so didn't hear anything. Slept pretty good. Would have liked to have slept in, but my body was like, nah, you're getting up at the time you normally go to work, because why not, right? Why not just get up super early when you don't have to? So I guess that's it. Unless something wild happens, this will probably be the end of the video. So have a good one.